the Trevor Jackson podcast.
What's popping with y'all on this beautiful Monday night, man? The Monday after the Super Bowl. Hell of a week last week, wasn't it? You know, in this episode, we're going to talk about enragement, creating engagement. First of all, I want to apologize to y'all about how I've been lackluster on the show. It haven't been that many shows releasing. I had pneumonia last week. I didn't get to do the live with my partner, Rob. I didn't get to do the Divorce Man Chapter 3. But I'm here with y'all right now, man. I'm here with y'all right now. So much has happened this week. Before we get into the Super Bowl conversation, the halftime show, salute to Kendrick Lamar. Real talk. Salute to Kendrick Lamar. Salute to the Philadelphia Eagles. Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts and them boys, man. Salute to them. Salute to Gilly the Kid, man, for getting to live life and celebrate life the way that he did. We're going to talk about a viral clip from Cat Williams. It's kind of an old clip, but I got a good take on that clip, a real good take. A Big Sean interview was released also, and there was some things that he said during that interview that I think is very educational, and it'll be very interesting for the family. You know, we got to talk about Kanye West and his tweets also, and what he been doing throughout the week. It's just been a whole lot, man, a whole lot. But before I get into the podcast, before I start talking about football, you know, the halftime show and everything, I want to salute the Irv Gotti, and I want to play this clip of hip-hop remembering Irv Gotti. Facts. You know, in the culture right now, hip-hop, I've been engulfed in hip-hop creativity, trying to help elevate other artists, engineering, producing, graphic design, in totality with hip-hop, just wanting to see people succeed, man, since high school, dog. The death of Irv Gotti and the targeting of Jay-Z and Diddy in jail, the belittling of Birdman, QCP selling quality control records. The last record label left to me, well, the fall of MMG also, but the last record label left is black owned, and they targeting them also now. Sorry for burping, y'all. TDE, Top Dog Entertainment, who Kendrick Lamar used to be signed to. That's who SZA and Dolce and all of them over there signed to. But they targeting them now with allegations. It's just that the CEOs, the black CEOs is gone. What's going to happen to the culture when you don't have nobody you can go to put your record out? You got to go directly to the white man or the Jewish man or Universals. You got to go directly. You don't have a third party. You can't get in no more. The CEOs is gone. All the black CEOs is gone. And I just want to salute the Irv Gotti, man, because his contribution to the culture, it can't be, you know, it can't be like belittled or not appreciative. He brought DMX to Def Jam. That's a stat right there. Just bringing DMX to Def Jam to get heard, to get a deal, is a statistic that a lot of other people don't have. Him doing all the production for Ja Rule, Ashanti, J-Lo. Who else he produced for? Hove. He produced for Jay. He produced for Nas. He did a lot of things in the culture that, you know, a lot of people won't never even get the chance to do. And I may have not supported his character and the way he acted and the cockiness and the brash behavior, but that's New York culture. Those folks in New York, that's just who they are. They can't help themselves. I got a partner from New York that I talk to frequently, and he's always loud and just rambunctious, but I realize that's just who he is as a person. He ain't trying to offend nobody or be mean to you. That's just the nature that they are. And me being from the South, I just be cooling, man. I just be cooling. But Irv Gotti was a dope CEO, a dope producer, did a lot in the culture. You know, salute to him, man. Real talk. You know, the internet is a real cruel place. But they had a reaction talking about that did he die from a broken heart, because the things that he was talking about on Drink Champs about Ashanti and stuff like that, it seemed like that his heart was broke, that Ashanti walked away. She got married. Now she got children with Nelly and all of that old type of stuff. And that seemed like somebody who he really loved. And he talked about holding back her rights to her music and her publishing and all of that old type of stuff. And when he was talking about that stuff, it was just seemed like he was speaking from a hurt place. Man, who keep calling me on my dang on watch, man? Hello? Hold up. Keep calling me on my watch. Thank you. My fault, y'all. I apologize. That was annoying a little bit. But Ashanti, right? She had this to say about him. I can't believe things ended like this, and it makes me so sad we weren't on the best terms the past few years. But as I've always said, through our ups and downs, I will forever be grateful for everything that you've done for me. We made history, and that will remain infinite. I've always respected your musical genius and ability to push me to my best. All the greatness and positive things that came far outweighed the dark and negative times. I have always prayed for you to find peace, sending love and prayers to the entire family. Rest well. Rest in peace, Irv Gotti. Boy, that was powerful to say. You know, the good times outweighed the bad and the dark and the negative times. I always pray that you find peace. Damn. Whew. Rest in peace to Irv, man. Shout out to Ashanti too, because that was hands down, them working together was her best music. I don't know if she'll ever make that type of quality music no more. I ain't saying she don't got it in her or whatever, but they made a hell of a good records, man. Rest in peace to Irv Gotti. You know, before I get into that imagery that 50 put on Instagram, I'm gonna talk about me and how I would feel like somebody dies over, man. Like it's over. This smoking on people and disrespecting people after they dead and gone is something that I really can't get. I can't get jiggy with that shit, dog. Like I can't get jiggy with that shit. That's some new type shit, man. What what happened to y'all boys, man? Why y'all like that? Like, what is the problem with that? That imagery that he put on Instagram was crazy, man. I'm smoking on that Gotti pack. Nah, God bless him. Then he put the bird up and he put LOL. Like 50 don't have no filter. It's just nasty imagery. I wouldn't even want to be tied to no image like that for the rest of my life. He's sitting on the couch smoking and he got the RIP thing behind him. It's just nasty work, man. 50 to me, looking at 50 and disrespecting the dead. And we're going to talk about Kanye too, disrespecting the dead on this episode also, with those tweets, how he was talking about, Virgil. But this is nasty work. For real, man. It's just nasty work. I look at this and I think that no matter how much money you got, people aspire to be these rich folks. Boy, that sickness ain't all the way out of me. I can hear it. People inspire to be these folks. People inspire to be rich and famous, popular. Everybody wants the perception of success. I see a lot of people value people based upon their perception of what success looks like. You can have as much money as you want to, but if you ain't mentally healed, you look like a fool. You just say foolish shit. 50 Cent, it seemed like he's promoting the drill culture, the violence, the disrespect after death culture. At almost 50 years old, if he's not 50 years old, he got to be close to it. He got to be close to it. If I'm 45, 50 got to be close to it. Let me see how old 50 Cent is, man. 50 Cent age, so I can be accurate, because y'all like to correct me in that comment section. He's 49 years old, according to Google. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like to correct me in that comment section, but it's all right. So I did my fact checking. He 49. This nasty, man. at that age. Like, he need to go seek some mental health type stuff. Deal with past traumas. He embracing traumas, and the people love it. People are entertained by the foolishness. They love the foolishness. They want to participate in the foolishness. But, you know, it's a flip side to that also. Because I listened to something that Irv Gotti had to say. And I think about all the traumas that 50 was dealing with. Even though 50 still needs to seek help, I'm kind of going to take his side on some things. Because I'm an objective individual. You know, a lot of people talk like they're objective, but they don't know what objectivity is. It's a person being able to see both sides, being able to speak to both sides, not taking nobody's side. I ain't picking nobody's side in nothing. I'm picking me. But at the end of the day, I'm objective. And I understand a little bit his perception of Irv Gotti after I heard this clip.
Career mistakes. One miss that I wonder about, before all the beef with 50 and all of that stuff, he came to Def Jam and presented a demo.
50?
Yeah, that's what he said. He says he presented a demo and you all rejected his demo.
I rejected him a lot. Like, I was blocking him, just quite honestly, because he was shitting on us.
Even before there was beef?
He
Like
was shitting
early.
on us. Murder, your life's on the line.
That was early.
Nigga, he was
That
shitting on us from the
99.
conception of his career. He was coming at us. So anybody who called me, they would call me when he would leave the office and say, yo, 50's up with interest in Simon. I said, you fuck with him, you ain't fucking with me. Don't call me for no records, don't call me for nothing. So but I hated on him to where he landed with M and Dre.
Right.
I'm a way smarter person now. I would have fucking organized his deal and controlled it. I could have controlled it because I was so hot. I could have let him sign with Atlantic or DJ Clue. Who's my man in Atlantic, and Craig Cowman. I could have controlled that shit. And he would have never got dun dun.
Right.
He would have never got that Dre monster. You understand? But I done blocked this nigga to where he fell in the lap of Eminem, the biggest rapper in the universe, with a white fan base that all became his fan base.
Right.
So if you could do it again.
If I could do it again,
Take the emotions
see,
out
that's
there.
why I said, why I said now, after I've went through everything, I smile at everything I went through because it's made me who I am now. It will be no more shit like that. It ain't gonna be no more mistakes because I'm a vicious motherfucker now because I'm gonna sit back and calmly assess the situation. And I'm like, yeah, that label sucks. Let him sign that.
Right.
He was on Sony. What happened? Nothing. He was on thing. M and Dre made him, and him bouncing to him, they made him.
He said he's vicious now because he's calm. Being calm can take you to places that being erratic and emotional can't. Being erratic and emotional can cause you to make decisions that don't benefit you. And that's basically what he said that he did when he was at Def Jam. You know, people my age remember that Ja Rule era and that Murder Inc. era. And I remember Nas got down at one point in time, and I was kind of mad at Nas for that. But at one point in time, Ja Rule and Irv Gotti and Murder Inc. was running hip-hop. Running hip-hop, running amok on hip-hop. #1 records back to back to back to back. And 50 Cent couldn't get a deal in his own city, knowing how talented he was. Couldn't get a deal from nobody, was being blocked by Irv speaking to the label execs and the heads, and it pushed him to the West Coast. He got shot in his own, neighborhood. He got shot. So I see, me being objective, why he's the way he is. I just understand that it's trauma and mental health, why he the way he is. And at the end of the day, that's not me because I'm healed, and I would like to see him healed eventually. That's all I got to say about that. Rest in peace to Irv Gotti, man. Real talk. Condolences to the family. Now we moving along. I hope my voice lasts me this whole episode because I got a lot to talk to y'all about and a lot to speak with y'all about. I'm excited. You know, I watched that game last night. Balled up. Sicker than sick. Watching the game. tripping off of what I was looking at. I thought it was going to be more competitive than it was, even though going into it, I knew that Philadelphia was the better team. I just knew they was the better team. So the game got to going. Saquon wasn't doing nothing, but Jalen Hurts and the wide receivers was showing out. Now, if I'm an executive, a franchise owner, this game showed me what I think about football is right. The main men on the field is the defensive lineman and the offensive lineman. Not in that order or whatever. The offensive lineman to me is more important. But the big men on the line is the most important players in the game. Your wide receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks shouldn't even have to do much. They just should have to make smart decisions and not make turnovers. If you have a hell of a defensive line to be able to hit their quarterback and a hell of an offensive line to be able to protect your quarterback, you should win every football game. And that's what the Eagles displayed yesterday. At defensive line, as soon as the game came on, I said the only way they're going to beat the Chiefs is if they go get Patrick Mahomes. They went and was popping his ass. Wow, back to back to back to back to back to back to back. So, halftime, them boys got 0 up. You know, I was like, the game might not be over. This might be a storybook comeback for the ages. We're going to see a comeback for the ages. They come out the defensive line doing the same thing. Mama, popping Patrick ass. While Jalen Hurts' reaction time is phenomenal. The Chiefs was getting back there, and then he would take off running. But that wasn't his first initiative to run. His initiative was to pass. But when they was getting back there, he'll take off running. So the Eagles played a hell of a game. They did their job, and it looked great. But one thing I'm going to say, and it's going to sound like hating, and it may be, but it's true, though. Travis Kelce, it's time to hang up your jersey, nigga. You look bad out there, man. You was down bad, nigga. I really don't even watch football like that, but when I do, it be the playoffs or the Super Bowl or something like that. And I'm used to Travis Kelce being the monster on the field, the big stud, the one with the monsters, the one running folks over, catching the ball by any means necessary. When he walked through the tunnel with that outfit on, he looked like a fool, dog. You done lost all your muscles, man. What's going on, man? Taylor Swift she getting thick. You losing your muscles. The black girl had you out there looking good, boy. Your haircut, your swag was different. You had the flavor and everything. You done got with the Becky and you're looking like you ain't ready no more, dog. It's time to hang up your jersey. You ain't the same Travis Kelce no more. It's over, dog. It's over. Real talk. Now, got to talk about this halftime performance. We got to switch up the topic. Got to talk about this halftime performance because Kendrick Lamar, I just got to give him a big salute. I just got to salute him because 2024, he did his thing. I'm going to tell y'all something that I'm disgruntled about black culture that I realize why we so divided and so separated. You know, people are dismissing Kendrick Lamar's raps, his skill, his talent ability, because they're not familiar with the West Coast. They never been to the West Coast. People never experienced the West Coast, and they don't understand it. A lot of East Coast individuals be hating. You know, I'm from the Southeast. I love the East Coast. I love the South. But I'm not going to dismiss other people's creativity just because they're on the other side of the country. You know, that's whack, man. That means you not experienced. That don't make him trash. That make you trash because you ain't never traveled, nigga, outside your community or outside your state. And make you whack, not his music whack. So I seen a lot of people saying, I can't. I'm just too South. I'm too New York. I don't understand that. You lame. That's all that mean. You know, I can get jiggy with the niggas in the UK. I done experienced it. I done been over there. I done seen it. I understand the lingo, the flavor, why they act and react the way they act. Some people can't get jiggy with your stuff because they ain't never experienced what you got going on in the country or what you got going on in New York. Don't nobody want to be in New York. At the end of the day, I really love East Coast music, New York music, but I don't want to be up there with them rats that look like pit bulls and shit, man. All the migrants and all that crazy shit going on. I don't want to be in New York City. That ain't even a place that I'm interested in traveling to. But I can support the music because I understand it. As a black community, we need to get to the point to where we ain't dismissing other people because we don't understand it. We need to take a unified stance on stuff. And not just Kendrick Lamar. I'm just using Kendrick Lamar to be able to speak the unification conversation. Now, to me, I seen the white folks too, boy. They was, God, they said, this the worst Super Bowl halftime performance of all time. The worst one ever. God, what is he doing up there? I can't believe it, Tom. Look at that. Hip hop going to say something bad about this when this is the first. This is the first time we ever had a hip hop artist headline the Super Bowl. If we ever going to have that again, we need to stand in solidarity to saying that this was the greatest thing ever done. Even though it wasn't, though. I ain't going to cap to y'all. It wasn't the greatest Super Bowl halftime show ever, but I enjoyed it. I liked it. And salute to Kendrick Lamar. I'm not done yet with this topic of conversation. It's just that I got to slow down because I got so much to say and so many things to talk about this week. Come back to America and perform. It's going to be hard. I know he got fans here and stuff, though, but they're going to be trolling the shit out of him. A minor. When he walk, like if he walk to a stadium or go to a game or something, he got to go through the back entrance. They're going to be playing Not Like Us. The fans going to be saying Not Like Us. You not like us, dog. This is, to me, this is the worst ass whooping I ever seen in hip hop history. This is worse than Ja Rule. This bad, man. This is bad. This is not my favorite diss track of all time, but it's the most impactful diss track of all time. I never seen nobody get whooped like this, man. Somebody career get from the tippy top, the biggest ever, the longest run ever, to being humbled in America. He can perform anywhere else in the world. He probably can perform in America. He never packed football stadiums, though. You know, Drake never packed football stadiums. How is Kendrick going to pack a football stadium? Him and SZA. That's going to be interesting, too, this tour. This Kendrick and SZA tour is going to be really interesting because they doing stadiums, not arenas. And I only seen Drake do stadiums. So now that his heat has calmed down, if he come back to America, is he still going to be doing arenas? Basketball stadiums? You know, it's just an interesting time. And Kendrick Lamar, before the Super Bowl, he went on Nadeska and Ebro on the Apple Music platform, and he spoke. And something that he said really caught my attention. A couple of things that he said caught my attention. I'm going to play the clips from him because I think that this is important. Like, Kendrick is from the soil, from the trenches. That matters. That hasn't mattered in hip hop for a while since DJ Academic's platform became a top level platform for hip hop culture. Because being from the soil, the projects, the ghettos and all of that, that's where all of this stuff was created. A lot of folks will say that hip hop was created in the Bronx. It was established in the Bronx. It wasn't created. It was created in all the ghettos across America by the FBAs, by the black people in this country. And a lot of those people don't read. They don't know how to write accurately. They don't know how to convey their message accurately. So when you get a person that's knowledgeable and educated and can speak what you're trying to say that you can't get out, that's an important piece of being a part of the culture. being able to convey the message of the people?
I don't think I knew exactly what my role was early on. I had maybe clues of it, but now today I can truly say it's to express myself and express things that people can necessarily say on the daily and for them to actually relate to. And come from the most vulnerable place where people can actually feel it. I think that is, for me, that's the role for me as an artist. I don't give a fuck what place it come from. I could be the most angry person on the record. You gonna feel that shit that day if you woke up and you felt that. You wanna smile, you gonna feel it because I'm gonna make sure I'm present that particular time in the studio, in the booth, that I feel happy and I feel energized and I feel, if I feel frustrated, you gonna feel it. And to carry that as an inspiration for people that's listening that may not have a voice, that, I've grew up with cats, still to this day can't have a conversation. The most meanest, aggressive individuals, but they can't even look you in the eye and express themselves the way they want to. So they resort to other things. And when I think about that, and I know that I have the tools necessary to communicate myself properly and effectively, I gotta do it for them. I gotta make records like Reincarnated. I gotta make records like Man in the Garden. I have to, because
That's powerful to me because a lot of the people that's been engulfed in hip hop and the creativity of hip hop, they haven't been speaking to the people. A lot of people speak to the success. I was having a conversation with a brother as of recently about Nas and Jay-Z. Nas is a better lyricist than Jay-Z to me because he speaks to the people, directly to the people. Jay-Z speaks to the success, the perception. He gives you a point of view on valuing the things and things. It's more about things. It's not to the people. Kendrick Lamar speaks to the people. Drake speaks to the success. He speaks to the accomplishments. Everybody wants to attach themselves to what they perceive as most valuable. That's why people all gravitate to the Drakes and the Jay-Z's and say that the K-Dots and the Nas's is not their thing because that's like designer clothes. This just my analogy. I know I'm all over the place and I may be talking crazy, but that's just my analogy. Like, people want to root for the person with the most numbers as who they perceive as most successful, and they ain't even speaking to them. Hove ain't speaking to you. Drake ain't speaking to you. He's speaking to himself about his success and his accomplishments. I'm better than you. I'm shitting on you. I'm fucking this nigga, bitch. You ain't shit. That's the type of energy y'all on? Because it really ain't. Y'all come up from them environments like the Kendricks and the Nas's. They speaking to their people, the voice of the voiceless. The people that ain't in front of the cameras and in front of the masses, the people that that's killing each other in the streets because they don't even know how to communicate accurately. Let me get to the next clip, man. For real.
shit, it made me think about like the grind of it. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't see like the story before the glory, man. And that shit's like shuffling out your mixtapes and, going to neighborhoods and parties and performing there, hole in the wall spots. It reminds me of the essence and the core response of rap and hip hop and how far it can go. So for me, that should mean everything because it puts the culture on the forefront where it needs to be and not minimized to just a catchy song or verse. This is a true art form. So to represent it on this type of stage is like everything that I've worked for and everything that I believe in as far as the culture. Like, I live and die by it. This shit done changed my whole family life, so I don't take it for granted at all as far as an art form,
you know, the question that was asked to him before he said what he had to say was, what does it mean to you being the first person the first hip hop act to headline the Super Bowl? And he spoke to the education of hip hop. You know, the conversation that he had with Ebro and Nadeska was kind of boring, but it was points in there that really caught my attention. I wish he could have spoke to somebody that just could have had a more relaxed conversation, asking him about certain things and how he felt. But that's not what it was. That was a real journalist news. You know, he's that big now where he's not going to get on nobody podcast to be asked some frivolous type questions. I just think that, you know, he spoke about the essence of hip hop, the art form of hip hop. It is a true art form. It should be appreciated as that. He did do his thing in that Super Bowl. He performed accurately. Everything that he did was based upon hip hop rules and credentials. But you know what's crazy about the art form of hip hop? The people that participate in it don't even care about it. That's weird. And a lot of people are fans of that. Now that hip hop is taking its ownership back, the people, it's going to be a lot of disgruntled fans because they don't even know how to process this no more. That drill rap shit is dead. Don't nobody want to hear that no more. I know the youth are like, you an old nigga, you can't tell us what's dead, but that's over. I don't even think that's black culture. That's them tethers up there in New York and Chicago, the migrants and them people that immigrated over here with that killing rap type shit. Talking about who you just smoked and all of that old type of stuff. That's them boys in Florida. Them niggas ain't niggas. They ain't black folks. Them people that's half Haitian, half Jamaican, and no disrespect to y'all. But you know y'all down there with that crazy, that voodoo and all that old type of stuff in Florida, Chicago, and New York. Black culture, we ain't with all of that. That's over. These subgenres of hip hop is over with. When Kendrick did that to Drake, it's going to be a lot of people. Drake was the face to bring a lot of new artists in the game. We haven't seen that many new artists because Drake ain't out here featuring on people that we don't know music no more. People ain't going to academics for validation of who's hot no more. We really don't want to hear that shit that really ain't hip hop. That shit really ain't hip hop. I don't know what the hell that shit is, to be honest with you. But the Super Bowl was a good thing, man. You know, we done touched on 3 topics so far. We're going to continue the conversation, man. But rest in peace to Irv Gotti. Salute to the Eagles. Salute to Kendrick Lamar. We're about to move along in the conversation. Real talk. Thank y'all for tuning in to my show also. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. You're going to like it here. Real talk. Hit the like button to help me get into the algorithm if you ain't hit that like button yet. But I'm going to play one of my records before we move on in the conversation because I feel like it's necessary because I make good hip hop also. Good real hip hop where something is actually being said.
If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. I had to change my mental, upgrade my credentials. How a nigga came up, it wasn't accidental. Now monumental, more like legendary. A player never worry, bumping pop, Hail Mary, trapped off a Blackberry. Ain't contrary to your belief. I made it out them streets, don't acknowledge beef. Kept the play discreet, we too unique. On a winning streak, spent a couple racks at the boutique. I wouldn't change nothing, I'm always me. Never took a plea, nigga, you a flea. I'm your OG's OG. He called me for inspiration. Need a consultation, just make the payment for the conversation. If it's elevation or innovation, my expectation ain't limitation. You need a demonstration. My track record and reputation should be admiration. That's confirmation. I'm decoration. mission for the trenches, off the benches, jump the fences, no penny pension, we off the hinges. Hit the shot, my team winning, the series clinching, you niggas finished. Never timid, I've been a menace, no old dog and every day is printed. Haters living cause my life changed, should be happy but you a real lame. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something, I came up from nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing.
Yeah. Hey, let's get back to the conversation, man. I'm just happy I feel better, man. Take care of yourself out here, man. I think something is going around that is causing people to be sick. I don't know what it is. I'm cautious about it. Trump back in office, you know, last time he was in office, COVID was going on and things was wild. Take care of yourself, man. Make sure that you got your immune system piped up. You're eating right. You're doing your thing, man. And you're healthy. You're drinking your water. You're going to the gym, getting your blood flowing. You're stretching, making sure you ain't sore. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, dog. You know that pneumonia about took me out, man. I couldn't even breathe. I was breathing out my mouth. I couldn't even breathe. That shit about took me out. I still can hear something in me a little bit. Pause. But I can still hear there's something, some mucus or something is in me. But take care of yourself, man. So I was looking on X. You know, that's the only social media app I got now. I be on YouTube. I create content for YouTube. But Facebook, I ain't getting jiggy with that. I don't want to see the niggas I grew up with in high school and all of that complaining and people from my hometown whining and shit and folks dying and all that. I had to delete Facebook. It's over with for that, dog. You know, I don't want to be engulfed in local conversations. It's over with. Instagram, you know, ladies, y'all got to do better on her. Everybody on OnlyFans selling coochie on Instagram. That's all. I can't do it. I had to delete that, man. All the baddies, they toots now. Y'all out here tooting. For real. On OnlyFans, man, y'all devaluing yourself, man. It's sickening. To be honest with you, you could be a high quality, high value woman. For everybody can see you for $10.99. Why I want to put a ring on it? Why do anybody want to? That's just foolishness. So I was on X the other day, and they played an old clip of Cat Williams having a conversation with a migrant. Now, I said that halftime show was Donald Trump energy. America is back braggadocious, cocky, unapologetic, and a lot of people ain't gonna like it. But this clip, man, I was tripping when I seen Cat Williams acting like it.
Because I'm saying, you think I'm just in Mexico and I'm defending America. Because are you Mexican? Do you know where Mexico is? No, this ain't Mexico. It used to be Mexico, motherfucker, and now it's Phoenix, goddammit. I bet you don't leave here and go to Mexico, motherfucker. Go get you some chicken speech. I'll beat you cabrón. No, nigga, do you know where you at, nigga? USA! 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 I don't give a fuck! No, motherfuckers think they can live in this country and then still be allegiance to another fucking country. If you love another country more than you love America, motherfucker, then get to step into that bitch. and only Viva la Revolution! Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what's so You don't know what my family did for this country, bitch. You ain't did shit, nigga. Fuck, we were slaves, bitch. Y'all just work like that at the landscapers, motherfucker.
Hey, man. I might offend some people with this take, and I really don't give a damn. I got some people that's Mexican that is cool, that's in the military. It's honorable men. Real talk. Salute to y'all. Thank y'all for y'all contributions and y'all allegiance to the United States. But I want to say something. You know, it's a lot of brothers, a lot of black men too. And this ain't no downplay on y'all that you know what I mean, they disgruntled, they angry about what happened to their people, and they got the right to be. You know, but you can't hold yourself back thinking about the foolishness for too long. You got to keep it moving, dog. And they mad at the country. They mad at what the white power structure and you know, just the white supremacist and all of that stuff has done to us. And we got the right to be offended about that and mad about that too, though. But if you mad to the point to where it's affecting your daily life and you're not being a productive person to society, then take your whole ass to another country too, nigga. Because my uncles, my best, closest partners, retired and fought and died and all type of stuff for us to be able to ride around and do the things that we do. America is back on this type of energy, and I like it. I like it. We back going over the country. You know, if you don't like it, leave, man. Leave. When you pull up to the gas pump, it's always gas and oil. You ain't never lacking. If you need a job or opportunity, it's always there. It's your choice. If you want to ball or fall, you got a choice here. Some people want to do things in other places and can't even do it. That's why they rushing over here. If you want to ball, you got everything in the palm of your hands. We back standing on business. All of this feminine, weak type shit is over. As long as Trump in office. I don't know what'll happen if the Democrats and Kamala and some of them type people get back in office where niggas sweet and all of this fruit behavior going on and we gonna defend Ukraine and give them money and all. Fuck them niggas. We gotta worry about us first. They over there crying cause Trump taking funding from them. They crying cause the border closed. What did Cat Williams say? Bet you don't leave this show and go back to Mexico, bitch. You ran from over there, but you're showing allegiance to another country while you over here. Take your whole ass back, dog. For real. We was forcefully put over here. Most of these other immigrants and migrants, they want to come over here in this country and they want to receive benefits that black people died and built the country for. Y'all don't deserve that, dog. Y'all got to get in line. Y'all got to get in line. Y'all got to go to war and die and fight and drive the raggedy planes that was made in the 60s in the war. It's just that, you know, I ain't got nothing against Mexicans. But in America, it's rules, it's laws, it's regulations that people don't want to abide by, people don't want to agree to. People think they can come from other places when I done seen families break up that was citizens. You commit a crime over here, the father might gotta go to jail. You know the type of structure that is built up in America? Get the father out the house so the government can be the father. Trump breaking that down too. Because he breaking down all the government assistance that's been going on. People are hot about that. But you know, I think that we are better off as a people when we have to unify in discomfort. When you comfortable, when people feeding you and giving you a roof over your head, you ain't shit. When you in discomfort and you gotta agree, you gotta conversate to somebody, you gotta talk to people about, I'm not doing well right now. I need some help. Can I participate in helping you evolve your life? If you give me a roof over you got to be able to talk. Only people that people want to talk to is the government. Go sign up for food stamps. Go sign up for free living and all of that type of stuff. You ain't a productive person to society, and we need to stop creating that. And I stand with Trump on that. I stand with Cat Williams on how he disrespectfully and hilariously talked to that guy like that. This ain't motherfucking Mexico no more. We standing back on American business. We took it. This is Phoenix, Arizona now. I like that. And I want to play this clip, and I got to take for something that Trump said. I want to know in the comment section, do y'all agree or disagree with this clip also? Because it's something that I want to put this perspective out into the atmosphere for the people.
I don't want to be breaking up families. So the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together and you have to send them all back.
Even kids who are here legally?
Well, what you're going to do if they want to stay with the father? Look, we have to have rules and regulations. You can always find something out like, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. I'll tell you what's going to be horrible. When we take a wonderful young woman who's with a criminal and they show the woman, and she could stay by the law, but they show the woman being taken out, or they want her out, and your cameras are focused on her as she's crying, as she's being taken out of our country, and then the public turns against us. But we have to do our job.
I'm going to play that again so y'all can hear that second half again. But I think as black people, what Trump said is valid. The reason what he said is valid to me. Y'all don't have to agree. To me, is because I see the people protesting in the black community, protesting about don't break up the family, don't send the father home. But when they created government assistance, food stamps, and they demanded that the father not be able to be in the home for you to receive these benefits, they broke up the family structure. But you fighting for a whole nother race, even though it's wrong also. And he said, I don't want to break up the family structure. But it has to be rules and regulations. So who's at fault? The government, Trump, or you for not wanting to abide by the rules and the regulations? It's rules and regulations. Sorry. You didn't abide by them, you lost your family. Sorry. It's just that simple. It's that simple. Now, let me play this back again so we can hear the second half and further the discussion. What's y'all thoughts about that, though?
I don't want to be breaking up families. So the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together and you have to send them all back.
Even kids who are here legally?
Well, what you're going to do if they want to stay with the father? Look, we have to have rules and regulations. You can always find something out like, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. I'll tell you what's going to be horrible. When we take a wonderful young woman who's with a criminal and they show the woman, and she could stay by the law, but they show the woman being taken out, or they want her out, and your cameras are focused on her as she's crying, as she's being taken out of our country, and then the public turns against us. But we have to do our job.
You know, Mexican people, this is the same play, the same exact play that's been going on way before y'all came over here. Way before y'all came over here. Y'all want to be over here thinking that it's all peaches and cream, cinnamon and sugar. And this shit ain't sweet, man. This shit is not sweet if you not abiding by the rules and the laws and the regulations, dog. If you can't survive and abide by the rules, laws, and regulations, then this is a horrible place. The reason I say that is because he said a woman with a criminal. You know, I don't know the correct terminology. I don't think it's harboring a criminal or whatever though, but I've seen women, black women, at this. You know, they was dating somebody who was a baller. He was moving them chickens. You know, he was hustling them chickens. And when they came picked him up, they picked her ass up too, because she was participating. She might not even have been selling it, but she was reaping a reward. It's called something. I just can't think of it right now. But you putting houses in your name. You putting cars in your name. You might not be selling the stuff, but you contributing to it. You contributing to the elevation of this criminal. So you gone too. They come over here not knowing about that, wanting to be criminals and shit. And you lose your family. That lady said, what about the kids? What about the kids? You ain't obeying by the rules and regulations. They did that to black people for years. And then I see black people standing with them when that been done. It ain't right. It may not be right. But you wasn't standing with your own when it was happening to them, and it's still happening to us today. But you'll stand with them. And no disrespect to them. You just got to be aware of what you're getting yourself involved in before you want to be in a place that ain't looking out for your best interest if you ain't abiding by the rules and the regulations. Salute to Trump and Cat. I like the energy that America on, man. Ain't no sympathy no more. This is not a sympathetic place. America is what I known it to be. But we're gonna switch the conversation. I want to highlight an artist that I'm a supporter of. I love his creativity, and I can tell that he's evolved as a person a lot. Big Sean, you know, I love his relationship with Janae Aiko. I hated to see him leave good music and Kanye talk crazy about him like that and the foolishness that Kanye spewing. And to me, good music was Big Sean. It was Big Sean. Big Sean and Kid Cudi, the sound of good music was them. But Big Sean was on a platform as of recently promoting his book, which I'm about to purchase right now while we on the phone. I said on the phone. On the phone while I'm recording the podcast. I got to purchase Big Sean book, and I'm going to react to it this week also on the channel. But Big Sean, he said something about the family structure. He talked about DNA. I love to see this brother's evolution of what he's became and where he's going and the way he speaks and the peace that he has in his life now. And he had this to say, and we're going to talk about it.
Okay. The DNA is like a computer. It's information that gets passed on and on and on, right? So you're really the culmination of a whole lineage, right? And in you. So one of the things that I learned from him, because there are times in my life where I'm like, man, I wish I could talk to my grandma. You know, my grandma was a female black captain in World War II, man. She was crazy. She was incredible. And like, or my granddad, they met in World War II, right? Or like, I wish I could like, I'll be like, man, I wish I could like speak to them or like get advice from them now, you know?
For sure, wow.
I only known them as a little kid. And then I realized that the information is already in me. All I have to do is just go deeper within and really connect with that. And that's something that I learned from my son being born. Somehow that clicked is like, he is the culmination of our lineage, all the DNA from my side, from his mom's side, and so on and so forth. And he's got something special going on. So that's one thing I learned. And another thing I learned is to go back to the simplistic beauties of life. when we're on walks out in nature, he's so fascinated with like the flowers and the birds and like just like, oh, the this or that or bug bee, you know, he's like, and it just is it giving me a whole new excitement for that.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate him for teaching me. I feel like he's teaching me as much as we teach him. I feel like he's teaching all of us a lot as well.
You know, I don't have children, and I doubt that I will. It ain't a bad thing or nothing. It's something that I never really was interested in the first place, was having kids. But what caught my attention about that conversation is something that I've been reading lately. I'm gonna show y'all the book here in a minute. Something that me and Rob been talking about, lineage with the FBA, Foundation of Black Americans, and all of that. When me and Rob collaborate on our live shows at nighttime on Sunday nights, and I wish we could have did one yesterday, but I was down bad. And you know, it's important to heal. That's what I heard right there. That's what my soul. It spoke to my soul when he was talking about, you know, the DNA is like a computer. It transfers experiences. Your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather, your kids, the kids after that. So the things that they went through, the things that they're knowledgeable about, you can tap into. You can, those experiences that they had and the things that they dealt with and whatever is like a part of you. Your lineage history is a part of you. You can tap into that. That's interesting. I've been reading this book, The Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. I've promoted it multiple times on this show. I haven't even did a reaction to it. And I think that's necessary, me doing a reaction to it. But in that book, it talks about how traumatic experiences is passed through the DNA. How good experiences is passed through the DNA. So if you have children right now, or if you don't have children and you plan on having children, what I'm saying to that is that whatever you going through and you dealing with that you don't want passed down to your kids, you should heal that. Heal that drinking. Heal that lust. Heal that brokenness. Heal that sickness. If your family been having diabetes and high blood pressure, change your diet so you won't pass it on again. If you dealing with certain things, heal it so it won't move forward. One thing that I can say that I did in my lifetime, because I was a hustler, a street hustler, and I stopped it. And when I stopped it, it stopped. You see what I'm saying? Because even if I don't have kids and my nephews see it, my cousins see it, they see the benefits, the success, the stresses, all of that of it, they're going to want to partake and participate in it. But I stopped it. And when I stopped it, it stopped. So heal. So all I'm saying is heal, man. That's what I got from that, because the DNA is like a computer. That's what Big Sean said, and I got to get his book, man. We're going to react to his book next weekend, but this is another thing that he said during that interview that caught my attention.
What's the difference between attracting energy and chasing energy?
Oh, boy. Attracting energy and chasing energy. Well, like I said, when you're chasing something, you're already implementing the energy of it running away from you. You know what I mean? And not to say you can't get it, but it's a lot of effort to chase something. It's like even police on a high-speed chase, it's like they might have to crash into other cars and they're chasing you. And when you attract something, it's you are using the powers that have been granted to you from God, universe, whatever you call it or believe in, of it magnetizing to you. And you have that power. It's been the power that's been, you know, we use it on small levels every day. Even if you just set it into, hey, today I need to take a shower. That's literally, you set a goal, you did it, it's done. You can do that on a scale of anything that happens. And some things may take a lot more time than others. You know, we have these ideas and expectations we set for ourselves, but that's on us. You know, that's our ego sometimes. That's our wants and desires, and our minds sometimes getting the best of us. And I think that things do take time, but there's always a way. And you can never count yourself out.
You know, that was something that was hard for me to grasp early in life because I always was chasing the money, chasing the honeys. And when you chase things, it's running the opposite way. It's not coming towards you. It's going farther and farther away from you. When you attract things, things come to you. You allow it grace to come to you. You don't force anything. When I stopped chasing things, it seemed like my life started to flourish because it's like wants, needs. You got to get to a place in life, my opinion, where you don't want anything. You just existing and living and attracting. Wants is a terrible thing because when you consistently want something, you devaluing yourself. You giving value to the thing that you want. It's important to me to attract everything. To give grace and give space for things to come to you. It's important to clean up. It's important to throw things away. I was telling my wife that the other day. I said the home is a little cluttered, baby. We need to clean up, like, for real. Not clean up in a place like the home was dirty, because the home was spotless. But what I meant by clean up is make room for the attraction. Clean that house up, man. Clean that car up. You wonder why you ain't been blessed in a while? You got too much, bitch. The house dirty, bitch. You got all this stuff in here. How can God bless you when you're looking around, you got stuff on the wall, you got stuff on the floor, you got this stuff everywhere. You look in the car, you're full. You're full. Make room for the blessing. Make room for what you've been attracting. Clean up. I like that, man. I like Big Sean conversation, man. I should put a link. I was wanting to talk about that more than anything that I got on this podcast, man. I got a couple of more topics and I'm going to get up off of this thing, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in to my show, but we got to get into Kanye West tweets. Well, Ye. I'm going to call him Ye. I ain't going to call him Kanye, but Ye. And what I'm going to end out on. Okay, BET want to bring 106 and Park back. That's what we're going to end it out on after we do the Ye tweets. And then I'm up at this thing. So before I get into the tweets and talk about the negativity that Kanye West was spewing, I want to talk about something that I think can help the creators on the artistic side. I want to play a clip of something that he said during the conversation he had with Justin LeBoy, or whatever his name is. And from the artistic side, Kanye has always been a musical genius. He always been great at production and making records whole. But he always been spewing a lot of bullshit. But this is the good thing, and then I can get into the dumb stuff.
Keyboards and the guitar. Now the vocals that people like, stay away from AI. It's a more negative reaction than auto-tune. And I remember, like, I did auto-tune because people thought, they're like, man, this auto-tune is trash. As an artist, I could take anything. I could sell a piece of shit for $10 million and shit, and shit. That's another 20.
Yeah. So auto-tune, you feel like is AI as well?
Exactly. It's in the same family, except people have a more visceral reaction.
Is AI the future of music, or is it a crutch?
It's time for me to explain to people the power of AI and music. So I take a sample, and this is like a dream come true. Back in the days, you used to have to get the 24-track stems, the Motown, like the 24-track reel. It was like this, and they would tape it on a CD or tape it digitally, then you got the different parts. Right now, you could take any song and separate it. Just get the vocals.
Yeah.
Just get the bass line, the drums, completely separated. So when I send a song or a sample to my engineers, I just say JS AI, like they had a website is.
Yeah.
So it's like my engineer John Scott AI. So we speaking like digital THX. Like on THX, this is the movie that George Lucas did before Star Wars.
Taking that off, I'm not getting no copyright strike for no Yay music or whatever he's bringing forth. What needed to be said was said. And AI, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Learn to use it in your creativity every day. I use it on YouTube. I use it with books. I use it with everything that I do day to day. I use it with graphics. I use it in totality, and I'm about to start using it with my music to make the process easier. You have to use it, and you have to use everything that you have access to so you can make a better product of what you're creating. It's interesting that he said that you can take a song, right? Put it in AI, and it can break it apart. It can split the beat apart in pieces. If you are creative, you know what I'm saying. It can take the drums, it can take the horns, it can take the melody out, it can take the vocals out of it, and then you can use it and play with it in the pause. You can use it and let AI make it to another voice. You can take my voice off of one of my records and put Jay-Z voice on it with AI. It's just a tool that you can use to make your art better. Why not use it? Like how people was using auto-tune. People use all of these things. You can use it to mix your music better to the digital level, the highest quality level that everybody else is using. Why not? You're paying $20 a month for the app or $30 a month, whatever you're paying for it for. Use it to your advantage. Use AI, because the billionaires and the multi-million-dollar people, they're using it themselves. And I think that Kanye West saying that is powerful, because he's one of the main creators. He's just using the tools that he has access to. Now let's get into these tweets though, man. I gotta read this crazy stuff. My support of Puff is completely selfish. I need to find whomever trying to out black moguls. We talked about that at the beginning of the show with Irv Gotti passing too. How black moguls and how black CEOs are almost non-existent. Then he had to say this during Black History Month about Martin Luther King. The Jews wrote Martin Luther King's speech, Black History Month. Then he said, I only care about myself. If a nigga or a bitch can't help me, they got to get the F from around me. Woo. Can't help me. All these celebrity niggas and biatch is PR. Y'all watch our brother Rock and never say stuff. Our brother Rock. So who is our brother? At the end of the day, is he talking about Diddy being the brother of, you know what I'm saying? All you celebrity niggas and females, you know. And then at the end of this, he said, free Puff Daddy. Free Puff. I just said daddy at the end of it. Pause. But free Puff. You know, this is an interesting take. Why is he saying this, though? Does he know something we don't know? You know, it's a lot of other celebrities that done nasty work and things that is in the same vicinity as Puff, and they ain't get the same treatment as Puff. What do Kanye West know that he's not telling the people about that situation? Because when I look at the things that Diddy is guilty of, where's the proof? They're going to have to prove that he's guilty of those things, because the only thing that the public can pinpoint is the Cassie video. He could have beat that like it was nothing. But I want to see how they prove in a court of law that he's guilty of the RICO when there's nobody else even attached to it. Who's attached to the RICO with him? You know, that's going to be interesting. And what's more interesting is that during the Drink Champs interview, this is what Ye had to say about Puff.
As far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got talk is because you did a deal, you fucking fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you gonna go pull my co-car. So y'all niggas shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the fuck up about Mike.
So I talked about 50 needing help. Talked about all these rappers, the like perception. People would think just because you got finances and you rich and you popular that you are desirable. Man, these people crazy. For him to say that previously about Puff and now to defend him, what does he know that the public don't know? What is he on the tape? He called him a fed. He was he basically said, the people that I'm going against, you standing with. Now that Puff is outed, he want to see him free. Now that Drake is in the lawsuit with the labels and disgruntled about that, even though the lawsuit was dropped, he's saying that he's with Drake now because they're against the same people. What did he know that we don't know? Real talk. Now, I'm going to close the conversation out with this topic of discussion because I grew up in the 106 Park era. It was pivotal. I said pivotal. It was pivotal to hip hop culture. It was something that we got off the school bus and went home and watched the top 10 videos. It wasn't no YouTube at that time. And I don't know if it can make a comeback, but they're attempting to make a comeback with it. I think a ranking system for videos and a place where artists can go to is needed right now. Even if it's just going to be a YouTube thing and it's not going to be on a network. I think it's needed because right now you only have streams, like streamers and certain things for artists to go to. You don't have nowhere where they can sit down and have a conversation, a multitude of them, and then they plan the videos, the hottest videos out. And it will make artists want to make more videos and more visuals. It's just that 106 and Park played a good part in enhancing hip hop. Now, I'm going to read this piece that Vibe put out, and we're going to get up off of this thing, though, man. I appreciate y'all, man. BET is currently working on a reboot of 106 and Park, the popular music video countdown series that once stood as a cornerstone of the network's programming throughout the 2000s. During an appearance on the Breakfast Club morning show, BET president and CEO Scott Mills touched on the show's enduring legacy. The network's plan to bring back 106 and Park, packaged for the online and digital age. We understand people love 106 and Park. Mills, who was appointed president of BET in 2017 before assuming CEO duties in 2021, said while speaking of a potential revival. The fact that it doesn't work as a linear television show doesn't mean it's over, he added. We can bring 106 and Park back as a podcast. We can bring 106 and Park back as a digital experience. According to Mills, a revamped version of 106 and Park is expected to be unveiled sometime this year and will likely coincide with BET's celebration of the 25th anniversary of the show's launch in 2000. We are evolving what 106 and Park will look like in 2025 because it does have the very important role, he explained. We've got a number of really exciting executions. We're approaching the 25th anniversary of 106 and Park as well, so there will be some things that y'all will really be excited about. Debuting on September the 11th, 2000, 106 remained on air until 2014 and ran for a total of 3,710 episodes. R&B star Chloe Bailey, who was a guest host on The Breakfast Club during Mills' visit, touched on 106 and Park's influence. For me, I grew up loving 106 and Park, Bailey said of the landmark show. I think I can speak for everyone of my generation. That was the show for me to be inspired, to get excited. That was it. I'd run home from school And that's what I would put on. So I was used to seeing people who looked like me, who were succeeding in a field that I wanted to succeed in one day. So BET has always had a special place in my heart. Watch Scott Mills and Chloe Bailey speak on 106 and Park legacy and potential revival below on The Breakfast Club. So that's interesting that they talked about that and talked about bringing it back. And I think that it will be a good thing for the culture. I think that it's a necessary thing for the culture because you get to see the up and coming artists, the new artists, and real artists. That's what they're going to have to do, is put real artists on there that's not promoting the foolishness, not promoting drill music and murder music and all that old type of stuff. Just good quality music. Because BET to me is a dying platform. It doesn't represent black. It's not owned black. It's just a dying platform that needs something to give it some sort of identity again with black people. Because if they don't do something quick, then BET is going to be completely over. All people is looking at it for reruns of stuff from the 90s and the 80s, man. It's just not of substance at all to black people no more. But thank y'all for tuning in to my show, man. This is the longest podcast I ever did by myself, 1 hour and 22 minutes, man. Thank y'all. I highly appreciate y'all. It's all love, man. Continue to celebrate Black History Month. And I'm thankful for y'all, man. Real talk. I'm out. Chill.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.